Good morning. It is Saturday, December the 19th. It is 10 o'clock in the Eastern time zone where I am located. And I am here to read cards and meet with you and have a chance to share some insights into what's coming up. All right, this software doesn't always love me completely. All right, cool. Okay, so my plan today, somebody suggested that I might take as a theme resolutions, which is an interesting thought, although I do believe we can connect to our intentions and know what comes next. What that did, though, was trigger me to turn to this deck, which is one of my all-time most favorite decks in the world, Tony Christie's Wisdom cards using Labyrinth imagery, because these cards are so good at helping find next steps, and whether that means a resolution for changing your life on January the 1st, I don't know. But certainly, whatever time of year it is, whatever's going on in our lives, knowing the next step that's going to move us in the right direction is always helpful. And often it just validates what we already thought, but validation can be incredibly valuable too. So I'm going to do that, and only people watching the video are going to know that, because right now nobody's here yet. I think the algorithm has changed again, and Facebook is not informing people the way it used to. I have lots of people who follow this page. They really should get the notice. I don't understand. I don't know. They want to do they want me to pay, is what it comes down to. And I am loath to pay for things that I'm giving away. Is that wrong? I will pay for advertising paid events, not so much. Not so much immediately. Okay, so I've got notices coming in that have nothing to do with where I am and what I'm doing. All right. Eileen, how lovely to see you. I hope you're comfy and warm in your central time zone, and that all is well. Okay, so I'm sitting here talking to myself about a suggestion I got last night that I should read for resolutions, and I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do, because resolution is not a word I like, and that's just about me. Anybody who's planning to change their life can do it any day. It doesn't need to be January 1st. So what I thought I would do, I've taken Tony Christie's deck, which I adore, because the Labyrinth cards are really good at locating next steps. So if you would like to see what the cards say about the next step that you can take, then I will draw one for you. But if you don't want to, that's fine. You don't have to. And at the moment, you're the only one here. Hello, Maisie. I know she's with you. Probably warm and cozy too. Lovely, lovely cat. All right. So what else can I talk about? Already it's 5 past, and the gap is here between activity and me. So I can encourage anybody who's watching the video, if you're watching it on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. And okay, Eileen, if you're watching it on Facebook, please like and follow this page, and maybe, just maybe, you will actually get a notification when I'm on. Could happen. All right, so for Eileen, next steps. Hey, Kathy. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to read for Eileen first, and then Kathy, you're next. All right, so next steps to take, and whether this is I'm sure some people will take it for applying to the new year, but it can equally apply to when you crawl out of bed today too, or tomorrow. All right. Oh, okay. This is for Eileen. Next steps. It's saying you are receiving guidance. Follow your own path. I don't know what all you're reading or listening to or engaging in, but there is guidance. There is some nudging along. So I guess the next step is becoming aware of that and being open to receiving that. I You and I, we we see each other and we talk, but we don't talk on this level. So I don't know. There's a lovely image on here. There's lots of lovely images on here, but he has a formation of geese flying in V formation, which in terms of guidance, they birds that migrate. Good morning, Tanya. Birds that migrate have an instinct and an ability to see, evidently, magnetic fields and things like that that helps them guide their route from where they are to where they're going. So there's so many guidance mechanisms around us that we are not aware of. We don't see the electromagnetism, and we don't see the ultraviolet and the infrared and all that kind of thing. So suggesting to you that you're receiving guidance, I think that there's a message there. The next step, the first step towards understanding the guidance and choosing whether or not to follow it, is about opening up to perceiving it and allowing it in. And whether that's about meditation or it's about journaling or it's about something else, I don't know. We will. Hello, Regina. Good to see you. All right, Kathy was next. Tanya, I've stopped asking permission for Tanya because Tanya and I work together a lot and closely, so I believe she wants a card. Kathy, then Tanya, then Regina is asking specifically, and so it shall be. Kathy, good afternoon, Scotland. Whoops, this thing's falling out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I want it to be number 4. I don't know why. Oh, interesting. Okay. It has given you, this is perfect for this week as the solstice is coming up on Monday. It's the picture of the moon goddess. It reads, the light in the darkness is continually being reborn. Rejuvenate your life. So there's a whole lot of imagery around that. Certainly the solstice, as we hit the shortest day, and after that the light is reborn, it gets longer and longer. The moon goddess is very, very connected with the cycles of the physical body of female humans. So there's a like a pull and a flow as far as a next step, being connected with your the light that you bring through your feminine nature, and that in part is going to be about how you were programmed as a little girl, how you were trained to be a good woman, or however that was done, and bringing that, of course, that brings light into the lives of other people if you have embraced that as part of your identity. There's also a suggestion that you look within to the ways in which you bring light into the darkness, and that can be a lot of different ways and a lot of different things. So it's, yeah, there's a bunch of work there. Okay, Francis, I see you. Carol, I see you. I feel a little bit like Pam, I see you too. Okay, all right. I'd better start talking more quickly. I'm pulling for Tanya because I said I would, and then Regina, and then I see people. I'm coming. This is not romper room. Does anybody remember that? It's that culturally specific. Okay, Tanya. Tanya. This is next steps, Tanya. We're using Tony Christie's deck. So next steps that you can take, and whether that's in terms of a resolution for people who do that. Oh, I like this. Okay, this is the emotions card. It says, life is a sensual experience. Let your emotions flow. And I don't know if it was with you. I was in conversation with someone this week about the search for, it wasn't perfection, it was a search for they I don't think it was you, trying to get away from the ups and downs and the challenges and the difficulties. And we talked about how if we didn't want to have the human experience, we wouldn't have chosen to come for the human experience. And the human experience is never going to be perfect. It's never going to be without its challenges. And part of the appeal of it is that connection to the emotions, of the ways that our feelings impact our physical body, and our physical body can impact how we respond emotionally. So coming to an understanding of that interplay is one of the next steps for you. And that makes sense, knowing the work that you do and knowing the personal work that you're doing and how that's going and where that's going. That makes complete sense to me, if not to anybody else. Okay, Regina would love a card. Thank you. And Francis, I still haven't figured out which one is the cousin and which one's the mum, but I know that Francis, I know which family you do belong to. Okay, so this is for Regina. Okay, Regina, next step towards finding balance. It says, nurture your masculine and feminine sides, bring them into balance. That's so interesting that we're getting all this specific. Look at the picture at the top, the sun and the moon together. That is such a solstice image. Somewhere I have two tree decorations. One's a sun and one's a moon, and I switch them around on the day of the solstice. Don't have a tree up this year, but you know. So this is very much, and of course the solstice is about that moment when everything in the heavens pauses and turns back. The sunrise right now is at its most northerly, and it's there for the solstice, and then it starts moving back to a more southerly position. So we're in that moment of balance. So for you, balancing your different sides, and whether that's your physical responses to things, your quickness as compared to your contemplation before responding, finding the balance in between. You don't want to miss the moment, but you also don't want to be quick and say something that you regret later. So there's stuff there. I don't know what is specific to your life that would make sense, but that's how that goes. We can talk more if we need to. Francis Sinclair, hello. Carol, I see you. This is good. Francis, cousin. Okay, so whoops, throwing stuff. The cards are dancing today. I maybe needed to Oh, and I see Pam. I don't know if I saw you. Okay, so where am I? Francis says I would definitely like a card, and I do believe it's Cousin Francis, which means it's in Southern Ontario and not in Northern Ontario. Not that it matters a jot, but you know, I locate myself somewhere in there. For Francis, next step. Oh, okay. All right, Francis, I have no idea what's going on in your life. Next step, it says. So it's not necessarily present already, but it reads soulmate. You and another are one. Nurture in yourself the qualities you seek in another. So whether that's about somebody who's coming into your sphere or somebody who's already there, that nurturing in yourself will help to smooth out some of the ridges. I don't know. This isn't always about romantic partners. We have soulmates that we work with. We have soulmates who are our children. We have soulmates who are our parents or our siblings or goodness knows, cousins if it comes to that. The next step around nurturing yourself more than anything, and drawing people into our sphere who are compatible with us, who are vibrating at the same frequency as us. The way we can do that is simply by doing the personal work. As we move towards being the person that we want to be, then people who are at the same level will be attracted to us, which is why I all the time preach against people who desperately want a romantic relationship, because who wants to be with someone who is attracted to desperation? That doesn't sound good. So in finding your soulmate, moving yourself to the place of being the best Francis possible, you are going to draw in. And as I say, that doesn't mean necessarily about romance. If you're in a relationship, if this is about the next steps of renewing that, the lesson is the same. Become what you want. If you want somebody to be loving and caring and doing the dishes, then be loving and caring and do the dishes, and see how that ripples out. Easier said than done. This I know. Okay, I don't know what I did in this shuffle. I've got stuff upside down. I've got stuff back to front. I do keep my eyes closed. That maybe was obvious. All right, so Francis, next name I see saying yes is Pam. All right. Okay, okay, I see Mum has come in. All right, good. That is not, that's like Timmins or somewhere, isn't it? Englehart. I don't know. Okay. All right, so this is for Pam. I feel as if I should know something. Is Pam in Virginia? Is that what I'm supposed to know? Okay. So next steps for Pam from the Tony Christie deck, the Wisdom of the Labyrinth, or Labyrinth Wisdom cards, I think it's called. Okay, you're right there. So Pam's next step, okay, it says you are at the gateway. Open yourself to awareness. That's very similar to something that we've already read. This seems to be a message that maybe it's just the people who show up here on Saturday are all on the verge of expanding their perception and opening up to new stuff coming in that is That is quite a lovely card, and the symbol inside the head is Om, the Sanskrit symbol for it's a wonderful mantra if you're meditating, just to breathe and be with the sound of Om. And there's a whole bunch of stuff about Om. It was the sound that brought the world into existence in some mythologies, right? It's yeah, okay. I'm just going to leave that alone because I'll go on forever. Okay. I see. Okay, Francis. Francis in the north. Did you ask for a card? Cassie Dalby, you're welcome. Francis. Okay. Hi. I would love a card. Says Tammy. Okay, next one saying Tammy. Or the next one saying yes. Also, I love that you're having these family reunions. It delights me. You have no idea. I really like it. Okay, so Tammy, next steps. Did I show you the cards? It's important to show the cards because I can't take any credit for these. Tony Christie, who made the paintings, who made the cards, who is an absolutely brilliant man, and a labyrinth builder, and he travels all over the world doing education about labyrinths, and labyrinths are his life. I have a lot of overlap with that, but he is to labyrinths what I am to numerology. That's what makes me breathe is the numerology. I love labyrinths, and they do intersect. There's a way that the number grid fits into a labyrinth that yeah, so much, so much going on. This is for Sister Tammy. Next steps as we're moving forward. Nice. We have enlightenment. It says, you are in the presence of all knowing. Be that presence. And that picture is taken, you can see the building, the front of the building on the side here. That is Chartres Cathedral, which is about 80 miles north of Paris in France. And this labyrinth with this rose, the 6 petals, and the pathway in the center. That labyrinth is there. It was put in the 12th century, and there is a window on the wall that the light shines through, and on certain days of the year, the light, it shines like that moment of enlightenment. So being in the right place for the right message to enlighten you. It's again about being open, because if you could stand there with your eyes closed and your back to the sun and not see the light. So it's always your choice whether or not you move towards it. It is the 6 petals each represent different realms of the physical realm. So this one is whoops, oh, fingers go the wrong way. Rocks and minerals. The next one is plants. The next one is animals. The fourth one is humans. The fifth one is the angelic realm. The sixth one is the great mystery, the source, the creator of all things, however we call it. And in the center is where all of that energy is unified, because we are all one. We're all connected with here in Canada. Our First Nations talk about the rocks as their ancestors. And any of us who've been involved with crystals and working with the vibration that comes from rocks, we know that there is spirit within the rocks, right? We're all one. We're all one. That's ultimately the lesson. Okay. Next one, who says yes? Okay, Mother Engelhart, I haven't seen you ask for a card. And I can't go back all the way back. What I do see right now is, hello, Lori with an AU. That's so cool. I'm seeing Tanya asking for a card for Marcel, so I will do that. Oh, okay, I don't know. Okay, yes, I'm seeing your message and your explications, Francis. I'm not seeing you ask for a card. All right, so I'm going to read for Marcel and then for Lori. And we will, we're doing next steps moving forward, Lori. We're using Tony Christie's deck. And for some people, this may be connected with a resolution. Somebody brought that word up. That's not my word. How you interpret it is your choice. I don't impose. Okay, this is Marcel, right? Okay, Marcel. Oh, that's so interesting. I hope this is for Marcel and it's not just because I was talking. It's the mineral card. It says you are part of the earth and the earth is part of you. Get in touch with the earth. And the picture is of crystals. Different kinds of crystals, different cuts of crystals, different facets, different and yeah, I let me know if that works for Marcel or if the cards are responding to me pontificating about rocks, because I don't know which is right. Next steps, maybe Marcel's next steps are to get herself to a crystal shop. We have a wonderful one here in Vanier by the name of Otherworld that I highly recommend. But that could be that could have been a cross circuit, in which case I apologize and I will draw again. Okay, Lori with an A. You missed yesterday on Friday. I had 3 people called Lori, Lori, all in here together. And then in came a Loreen, Loreen, I think. So, and I said then, we're just missing Lori with an AU because you weren't here. And that's all right, you're here today. So, next steps. Okay. Oh, you're so due for this. You got the pleasure card. It says enjoy the pleasures of life. Respect yourself and others. It's not about going completely crazy. This time of year, it's very hard right now. We're not getting the chance to socialize and enjoy the physical pleasures in the same way, but you can still get a piece of cake delivered, and there's you can still feel love, and you can still watch fireworks or whatever these pictures are. Not so much with the holding hands if it isn't part of your immediate household, but finding the pleasure again in your life. And I know your life has undergone a lot of changes in the last few months, so there's been a lot of strategizing and logistical thinking and getting systems in place and meeting deadlines and all that kind of thing. Take a breath, soak in a bathtub, or do whatever it is that helps you to relax and get into some contemplation and enjoy the nature of physical life. We came to live in physical human bodies to have this human experience, not so that we can deny the physical experience. So being in a place of accessing the pleasures that are available, and if that sometimes that's going to mean Zoom to socialize or something like this, but glory in the fact that you're here while you're here, because life is this life is short. Our souls are immortal, but this life is worth grabbing with both hands and doing the things that you like. Okay, here we go. Frances lives in Northern Ontario. Good. Does she want a card, Frances? That's the question. All right. Hello, Penelope. And Penelope says hi. Good. Ask for a card. Carol, absolutely you would like a card. I think you might have asked me before and I lost you in the line. I'm sorry. Okay, so Carol is next and then Penelope. And then Cynthia. Cynthia, that's a new name to me. Welcome. If you've been here before, I'm sorry. Welcome back. I don't always remember. But that's lovely. Okay, so Carol, Penelope, Cynthia is the order this is going to go. This is Carol. Next step. Carol's next step. Ooh, I don't know what you're working on, Carol. I don't believe we've met closely. You have drawn the card Mythic, and it reads, myths and stories help you to understand your life. The truth is in the myth. And this ties a lot. Can I upsell you now? I'm doing a course in the new year around the 6 senses of the conceptual age, and one of those senses is story. And coming to terms with our own story and our own, the way we talk to ourselves about where we've come from and what we've accomplished and that kind of thing, hugely important and wonderfully informative for becoming our fullest selves. So without launching into that particular workshop, the story of the labyrinth comes from Greek myth, comes down to us from Greek myth, and we've found labyrinths in all sorts of cultures across India, across Scandinavia, in southwestern US. Through all of history, there are different kinds of labyrinths. So it represents a mythology of all of human evolution and understanding, and it connects us one to another. A labyrinth is a single path. Once you go in, you just follow the path, you get to the center. There's no need to strategize or make decisions. And to draw this card as a next step, it's a reminder that you are on a path, that before you came into the human experience, you had an intended path that you were going to travel, and you had intentions to meet with particular situations and with particular relationships, but you're ultimately, you are following the path that serves your intentions. You're following the path that allows you to grow your soul in ways that meet with, the word intention just keeps coming back. It's all about your intention and what you came to do. You are doing it. You are already doing it. And if you continue in the same direction, then you're fulfilling more of that intention. I feel as though this really wants to tell you that you're in the right place at the right time. And I don't know if that's a message that you particularly needed. Okay, that was for Carol. And I would encourage everybody to make an appointment to come see me. I do Zoom, I do Facebook video, and I do FaceTime. And I whether it's for numerology or a card reading or a combination, or it's Reiki or it's something else, I have lots of things to offer. I'd encourage you to go to the website, which is joleath.com, spelt the same as this page, Joleath. And there are links there for getting in touch with me in any of a number of ways. And if you're on Facebook right now, you can just message me and we can make a plan. This is a good time of year for getting a handle on what's coming up in the new year, because the numbers shift, of course, between the years. All right. I'm reading for Penelope. I don't recognize your name either, Penelope, so welcome or welcome back, whichever is appropriate. Okay. Ooh. In these times, this is a very important concept, the idea of safety. It reads, safety comes from within. Find the safe place inside yourself. And that is true. It's also in these times as things are right now, finding that attitude within yourself that will make the adjustments to keep yourself safe, and whether that's staying home or it's changing your behavior in some way, or it's using more sanitizer than usual, whatever it is, you're in charge of your own safety ultimately. And right now our physical safety is compromised just because, the virus is in it has arrived in physical frequency, and we are in physical frequency. So there isn't a shortcut or an override that we can get away from it. We have to deal with physical safety. So that's really important. There's also the truth that finding our own emotional safety and our own spiritual safety, it's always an inside job, right? Like every kind of happiness is an inside job. So I love that this is a pentagon, that 5 sides. We're going into a year with a 5 vibration. 5 is the number of growth and expansion. So as you are able to shift into a feeling of security and groundedness and of knowing what you're doing and where you're going, then you are free to expand in any direction that you choose, because you know you can keep yourself safe, right? If you're in a place of insecurity and fearfulness and wanting to please other people or something like that, then there's always a timidity that comes with that. So when you connect with the safety, when you get centered, then you can grow and thrive and become the Penelope that you came to be. All right, Cynthia. Cynthia, now you're making comments about things that I'm sorry I've forgotten. I evidently Cookie got a good card. I don't know. It's gone from me. It wasn't mine. All right, Cynthia. And then do we have Cynthia? Cynthia thinks she might be upside down. Sudbury. Okay. Okay. You are in Virginia. Wow, I'm far, far behind. Marcel. I read for Marcel. I'm sorry. That's okay. And then Francis. Okay, so Cynthia and then Francis has identified that she would like a card, and that is good. All right. The wannabe third daughter of. Okay, all right. So you're like a chosen sibling to. Okay, all right. You are my third daughter, Cindy. Okay, cool. I love when families choose themselves. Lori K, I have words for you. But right now, I'm reading for Cynthia and then Francis in the North. I believe that's the correct order. All right. Lori, did I read for you? I know I spoke to you, but I don't know if I pulled you a card. Did I skip over you? I'm sorry. Cynthia, it's nice to meet you too. This is good. All right, so there's a whole lot of chit chat that I have missed. I'm sorry. Okay, what did I say? Cynthia. Cynthia's first? Cynthia and Francis. Okay. I hope that's right. I apologize if it's not. And Lori, if I didn't read for you, I'm sorry, tell me again. Cynthia. Okay, I don't know you. You found an awesome family to be a part of. So you've got something going on, that's right. Your next steps, it's giving you psychic. It says your psychic powers are being enhanced. Use this gift wisely. which any of our gifts we need to use wisely. That's the you know stuff, Cynthia. You have an awareness that that eye on the pyramid is the third eye. It's the place where you have wisdom without learning it. You don't, you can't trace it back to anything that's happened in your physical life. You just know it, and that's because you are connected to deeper intelligence and your own greater wisdom, and we could do a whole workshop about that too. So as a next step, if you're not aware of your psychic nature and your abilities, then finding a quiet practice, I should just put this on tape. Finding a quiet practice, a place where you can, and whether that's prayer, meditation, hugging trees, riding bicycles, whatever it is that brings you into your own center, where you can hear your own deep wisdom, which is connected with the source of all things. It is there that you will find this knowledge and other ways of serving your community and serving your own growth and your life, meeting your intentions in this life. Use your gift wisely. I don't believe any part of this family of Francis's is I don't think you're doing anything that is in any way detrimental. All right, Cynthia, then Francis. Okay, I didn't see. Okay, Francis is next, and then Lori. Lori K. Jen, hey! Oh, there's lots and lots of people here. I'm sorry. Of course you may have a card, Jen Banks. All right. Oh, Terry Edgar, hey, going to bed? You've been on a late shift. Thank you for stopping in. It's lovely to see you. All right, so that I'm lost again. Francis, then Lori K, then Jen, and I need to know if Marcel, if that mineral card was the correct card for Marcel, or if that was because of me. So Francis, Northern Ontario, Francis, Mama Francis. This so fits this moment, I think. All right, this is the Unity card. It's the triple labyrinth, which is, all labyrinths are very feminine symbols, but the triple is about the maiden mother crone. And as I see you here with your daughters and your chosen daughters and your niece, I guess, if your daughter's cousin would be your niece, yes. So that coming together, that's really lovely. It says you are on a journey of ever increasing growth, move towards unity, which sounds a little bit paradoxical, but ultimately, as you grow, you become more one with the one. And as you travel a path like this, you get closer and closer to the light at the center. It's all about understanding how everything is connected and everything is an aspect of the great wholeness that is creation, or the cosmos, or whatever name you want to put on it. That's a really nice card, Francis. I like that. All right. That was Northern Ontario, Francis. Lori K came in next. Lori AU, I think I maybe did skip you, and I'm so sorry. But I'm also not sure. Mythic. Pleasure. You got the pleasure card. Lori AU. That was you, because I talked about the fact that you had moved this year and you were reconnecting. So, okay, I didn't miss Lori AU. I am going to do Lori K. Am I doing Laurie Kay next? I've done Frances. Laurie Kay is next. And then Jen. And okay. She's a sister, yes. Okay. Terry, I said goodnight to. Cynthia, you're welcome. I would like to do a read via FaceTime. Yes, Francis, absolutely. Let us, I don't know what, for the card, it doesn't mean anything to me. If you, I will draw you a new card, Marcel, absolutely, because that was weird. That was very strange. I'm glad, Francis, that that worked. Okay, Laurie Kay, then Jen, and then Marcel. Here we go. And this is good. I love these cards. All right, Laurie Kay, we need to talk. Okay. Yes. It says break free. Move away from situations that are not nurturing you. I don't know of anything that has an immediacy, but I do know that in your largest circle of acquaintances, there are some situations that don't nurture you and don't honor you and don't treat you as you deserve to be treated and love you as you deserve to be loved. So making the cut, this image here, this is the head of a two-headed axe that's called a Labyrinth. And those were the axes that are said in the myth to have been held by the guards of the original Labyrinth, where the Minotaur was imprisoned. There's a bunch of stuff in that story. But that two-headed axe, often see it used in jewelry and in symbolism in many, many places. And just that idea of cutting through the stuff, and whether that's when we're faced with bureaucracy, cutting through that red tape, or whether it's cutting through the strands that tie us to either our childhood programming or to a specific community that has a claim over us, that we need to cut ourselves loose. And sometimes it's about toxic people. Sometimes it's just because we've outgrown stuff and we kind of feel a duty. Kind of take the axe, break free is what the card is saying. They ain't gonna get in the box with you when your time is right to climb in. Move away from situations that are not nurturing you. And you and I need to talk, because after our conversation yesterday, I had a couple of things come up. All right, cool. That was Laurie Kay. Okay, I see Ian is on the list too. All right. Oh, Tammy, I have a page on my website, joleith.com. There's a tab that says Value Found, and if you click on that, there is the chance to make donations if that's something that you would choose to do, and that would be lovely, and I thank you. I don't do e-transfer right now. My banking is in a strange and wonderful condition, but I do have Square and PayPal. So the website is linked to my PayPal, which you can use all sorts of ways of getting at it. You don't need a PayPal account. You can use your card with it, as I understand. Alrighty. Thank you, Tammy. I am reading for, I've done Laurie Kay, so Jen is next, and then Marcel. I can't believe I put the minerals into the cards and they came out. That's so funny. It's so good. All right. Jen, it's early in Utah. You're up early, and congratulations on your results. Oh, how lovely. I say lovely because this is the first word, the confused is not what's lovely. This is one of the labyrinths from the Southwest. This is a Navajo or Hopi image of the man in the maze, and that's it's made with corn. It's basket work that has been found. Um, it's a lovely. I was connecting it with the geography that it is coming to you from the Southwest. It says confusion is all around you. Don't be distracted. You are doing the right thing. And I kind of think, in terms of a next step, I think you do have a lot going on. We've talked about that before, scattered energy, a lot of different priorities, and not quite knowing which way to go first. And clearly, that's okay. The cards are saying that that makes sense. Um, the uh, the the message being, it's okay. It's okay. You are doing the right thing. So possibly the next step is is to is to name the confusion, because we all get confused sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to resist it. If you spend your whole day going, oh my God, I'm confused, I'm too confused, I can't do anything, confusion, confusion, then that just stays confused. But if you sit down and go, okay, I'm confused, I need to make a new list. I do a workshop on creating priorities using Richard Bollis's work. Just saying. Um, we know that whatever it is that you're going through, whatever the confusion is, that's all right. That's part of the learning. And as you found with this course that you just took, sometimes you've got to apply yourself to figure out the learning, and then when you do, you pass the exam, right? It's all good. It's all good. And yeah, you are in the right place. Okay, Jen. After Jen came Marcel, because Marcel felt that that card was not hers. And I see Tanya saying she could use an explanation. I'm gonna, yes, cool beans to you too, Tammy K. Absolutely. And then I'm going to look at Cruz, who would be cousin to Cash, I think. Yes, early. Yes, right place, right time, Jen. It's all good. Absolutely all good. All right, Marcel, I think you identified that you didn't think it was your card, and that's absolutely fine. So Marcel, and then Ian, and then Cruz is the order they came in. All right. Marcel. Marcella. I'm going to make a point not to talk about anything now while I look at your cards. I don't know how much I was talking about minerals, but, I do apologize. Okay. Oh, nice. So Marcel, love. Love. Love is both giving and receiving. Allow yourself to love and be loved. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know your circumstances, your situation. It is very hard right now while we're living so physically distant from each other to express love in the ways that we're accustomed to doing. We can't hug the people that we used to hug every day. We can't even shake hands with people that we would normally a year ago have been shaking their hands. How we are called upon to express love. We're having to expand our thinking and expand our expression. And I think one of the calls in this is for you, as you allow yourself to be loved, that may mean that people are staying away from you, and that that doesn't feel like love. That doesn't fit with how we've been living in the last decades. And yet, right now, leaving you in a safe place and not exposing you to anything is an act of love. So we're having to kind of adjust stuff. Um, it is a good one, isn't it, Tanya? I think this makes more sense than rocks. Um, so yeah, that hand that is sort of looks as though it's blowing kisses from distant to close, and vice versa. I think that's very much about all of us, and especially you, because you got the card, realigning how we process the the loves that are in our lives. If the card fits, wear it. Yeah, you're Cinderella. Absolutely. I feel like that works, Jen. I really do. I think your life, I don't know that you are confused, but certainly your life is confused. All right. So, the next request, officially is Ian. Ian, then Cruz, and then Leo. All right. Okay. Here we go. Ian. Okay. Next steps for Ian. Okay. We have changed direction. It says all paths change course at some stage. This is your time. So it's again about being aware, and hello COVID, you know, our paths have changed direction. Sometimes it's just time to do things differently, to come at things in a different direction. As we're going into this next year, we are certainly doing it differently than we did last year, or last December, as we were looking at 2020. How we're processing the world now has completely changed direction. Where our focus is, what our focus is, the enormous importance of staying safe in our physical health, and not endangering anybody, and not endangering anybody, very especially the people who are in our circle of love. Um, so Ian is having to make some different decisions, and go in a slightly different direction. And I know Ian isn't actually present, so I hope that makes sense. All right, so Ian, and then Cruz. We can't connect as before. That's right. For the next little while, the physical distancing is so important. At the same time, the distance has become an act of love, which is really counterintuitive. And getting our minds around that, Marcel, is really important. Okay, next is Cruz. Cruz and then Leo. All right. Cruz. I don't know how old Cruz is. The picture it's showing is of a baby, a new life. Okay, Tanya, good. I'm glad Ian's with us. All right, it reads, you are part of the human family, Cruz. Share your gifts and learn from others. So I don't know if Cruz is at an age to be teaching and learning online, if he's tutoring people, if it's like literally um, sharing his gifts in those kinds of terms, or if it's about good humor and joke telling and sharing happiness, or if it's about helping load the dishwasher. A good um, a good message about telling a young person that they have chosen to be part of this circle. Look at the human family in the background that is all together, and here comes this beautiful, in between the sixth petal of the rose, which is about the unknowable, the great mystery, the source of all things, the deity, however you call it. And the new human is between that and the center area, which is about the unity of all things, right? Because our physical existence is, oh, also I guess that light is going into the fourth petal, which is the humanity. But the way this picture shows it, we're then connecting humanity with the deity, with the unity of all things, which is not a bad teaching to give to a young person, assuming they're under 30. They can benefit from this, and if they're under 10, they can benefit even more, knowing that we are all a part of one thing and that we each have a role, and bringing the gifts that Cruz has brought with him into the physical and into the human experience. That's what he came for. That was his intention. So sharing and loving and being and learning, and yeah, there's stuff. Okay. All right. All right, we have Leo next, and then Ava is the way that it looks. All right. Yes, you're welcome, Marcel. Okay, I'm glad that was a good card for Ian. It's interesting how I did a reading this week with someone who we were using different deck, and we got different, and drew a card that I thought, oh, good grief, what a negative, what a bizarre card to pull. And when I showed the client, they went, oh, that's perfect because this, and this. So I never know. But Spirit knows, and that's why the card comes. And your guides guide my hand in the selection of the card. Synchronicity is engaged. All right. For Leo. I've lost track now who Leo belongs to, but this is for Leo. Okay, oh, Leo. It says, Spirit is moving within you. You are wisdom and understanding. So I do not know whether Leo is aware of that, or if we're again, if this is as a next step, whether he is being told to find that quiet practice, get rooted deep within himself, and allow spirit to flow. So much of our spiritual connection is simply about getting out of our own way, getting past that place where our ego is saying, well, nothing's going to happen if I just sit here, and I don't like that music, and I have to remember to go and buy some pork chops at the end of the day. Getting past that is the work. Once we have done that work, then the flow of spirit is easy and natural, and just a simple. Natural is a good word. There's another word that I want. It just happens. That's not the word I was looking for, but there we go. That's what we've got. Your daddy. I don't know what that means. Is that who Leo is? Leo. Yeah, this is Leo. All right. So Leo, spirit is moving in you. You are wisdom and understanding. And if you are not aware of that, then the next step is for you to find a way of connecting with that depth of yourself and that loveliness. All right, Ava is going to be my last one because we're past the hour, and this is fun. I like this. Doing this makes me happy, I have to tell you. All right. Okay, so I will be here again next Friday at at 2 o'clock and next Saturday at 10 o'clock, all times Eastern. I will be on Zoom, and you can message me for the link, or check the website, or sign up for the newsletter. I guess if you sign up in the next couple of days, I will find a way to get the link to you. Zoom link, Tuesday, 2 o'clock Eastern, a free meditation session. And it's not complicated, and it's Zoom. You can turn the camera off and go and make tea. It's all up to you how the level of your participation. Oh, good. I'm glad Leo's card works. Good, 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 good. I'm shuffling for Ava, and I'm doing shameless self-promotion. Okay, Monday at 4 o'clock, I have a Zoom. I'm planning, oh, now I wonder if that's Ava's card. It jumped out. I'm going to say yes. Monday at 4 o'clock on Zoom, and again, the link is available by messaging me. I'm doing an information session about synchronicity, and just getting a little bit of background and some practice and some play, and do some Q&A, because in Zoom we can have actual dialogue, which is nice. So just some learning about synchronicity. And then on Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning, also a Zoom. I had a plan for that. I don't know what it is. Oh, maybe numerology, the number grid, which for people who are interested in that is a thing. All right, cool. So Ava's card jumped out. Her guides were impatient. I'm sorry, I was doing other things. So Ava, I saw that it was a daughter. I don't know how young or old, but the card is power. It says you are a powerful person. Step into your power. If this is a daughter who is born after 2000, the power these kids have, and some of them are 20 now, which is a little disturbing. I feel old. The children of the 2000s are astonishingly powerful spirits who have come to be with us, who have come to teach us, who have come to help us to connect. There's a lot to be said about the shift from 1,000 years, when we had a 1 at the beginning of every year, and that one energy that is about the individual, that is about a whole lot of things. I will be here for real, absolutely. I have clients all over the world, and I made a promise in 11 is gorgeous. 11's a magical number all by itself. I wrote a whole article about the number 11 in the November issue of A Beautiful Life magazine. And it is linked from this page. You might have to scroll back a little ways, but it's there if you care. I said back in March I will be here every Friday until the lock-in is over, and lock-in isn't over, so I'm very happy staying safe where I am. I love this community that has formed around me, so absolutely I will be here next Friday. Ava, at 11, you are a powerful person stepping into your power, and that is a truth for any 11-year-old is in that space between being a child, being a grown-up. The body is changing, the mind is changing, the understanding of the world is changing, your role in the world is changing. Knowing that, and I don't know if Ava is present, but I guess Mum can decide whether to tell her. Knowing that you have power beyond what you have been told so far. You have the your personal power, Ava, and Ava is a really powerful name. It's a 141 adding up to 6. So you're here to serve the community, to make the world a better place as you go through it, from a place of the ones are your central identity, the A's. The V is a 4. It's a very practical, solid, reliable energy, and you're bringing those together. You and your personal power and what you have brought into the physical world, added to um, your abilities. She is here. Okay, well that's cool. Yay, Ava. I'm thinking that's a 2009 birth. Yes. So, oh, gorgeous energy. I get so excited about these kids. I started doing numerology in 1983, and 2000 was so far away. When I was growing up, I didn't think I would live long enough, because who's going to be as old as 44? Good Lord. But as the time got closer, the 90s were special. The children of the 90s have a lot of really astonishing energy. But when 2000 hit, and people, because I often do charts, grandparents get charts done for their grandchildren as they're new and that kind of thing. So I often do charts for little people and new people and fresh people. And the children of the 2000s just excite me so much, because they're so different from us. We spent 1,000 years learning about the power of the individual that culminated in things like the Bill of Individual Rights in the 1950s at the UN, and understanding the power of one, and all of that kind of stuff, and taking personal responsibility and being centered in ourselves. And then all of a sudden, everything got centered around the number 2, which is the number of connection and relationships and networks and communicate. And if you look at the technology and where it has gone since 2000, certainly it started earlier, but the way we're connected now, the way we're all sitting together having this experience together, is an ultimately 2 experience, because it is about connection. So the children born into the 2s just have a different understanding of life. They're much more about the community. You're saying yes, I'm thinking that means 2009. So she doesn't have any of the impediments that the one brings in. Oh, Cruise is 11 too. So another 2009. OMG. Oh, one of these days. One day. Oh. I love these numbers. This is so cool. So everything I just said about 11 is true for Cruise, the same as it is for what card did Cruise get? Cruise is human. Wow. So are they cousins? They're chosen cousins, right? Because Penelope's a chosen sister. So the 11-year-olds are getting these cards. How powerful is that? That makes me want to cry. These children, they're going to change the world so much. Oh, excuse me. It's 11:15, so we're due to go anyway. I believe I have read everybody who asked to be read, and I have I've done all my sales pitches, asking you to subscribe and visit and like and follow and all of that, and yes, and I will see you all maybe on Monday at 4, Synchronicity, and definitely, right, Cynthia? Yeah, I always say that I cry in the presence of spirit, and that is true. I do, but usually I'm able to hold it together for something like this. But those kids are huge. All right, I'm gone. Thank you, everybody. If you can, please stay home. If you have to go out, please stay safe. And look after yourselves, look after each other, and keep your distance, right? Distance is an act of love. All right. Thank you. Gorgeous cards. Absolutely. I agree. All right. I'm gone. Thank you, everybody. Namaste.